All right. Now what we're going to be doing today is putting together everything that we have learned so far to help us solve that problem of why Elisa's feeling tired all the time. And if you remember from our last unit, a tool that we're going to use to organize what we're learning and how it applies to the problem we're trying to solve, it's the anchor chart. So we're going to head on over to the classwork section of Google Classroom. And over here on the side, we're going to see the Metabolism unit resources. Now, when we click this, one of the things that's going to come up is our anchor chart. So we're going to work on filling that in together, and yours will update as I do it here. So here in our anchor chart, we can see what we're trying to figure out is why Elisa is tired all the time. And that's really been our first question. So we started trying to solve this problem. Now we did 2 investigations so far, and we want to first stop and think about the first one. So in our first investigation, we were trying to figure out, what does the human body need to function? And this is important because we know Elisa's feeling tired. So maybe something isn't going quite right with the way her body is functioning. So what does the human body need to function? Go ahead and pause the video for a second. I want you to think about what we did first to try and figure this out. All right, did you remember that we worked in the simulator to see what our body needs to function correctly? So I'm just going to jot that down here. We investigated molecules in the sim. Go ahead and pause the video, and I want you to think, what did we figure out when we were investigating those molecules in the sim? All right, did you notice or did you remember that we figured out that the body takes in molecules by eating and breathing? And we saw that with the 2 systems in our body, our respiratory system and our digestive system in the simulator. So the body takes in molecules by eating and breathing. Okay, and where did those molecules end up? Kind of at the end. Do you remember that those molecules ended up in our individual cells? Let's just jot that down too. Some of these molecules travel into our cells. Trillions of cells. All right. I don't want to go over here just yet because I want to think about the other investigation that we did. So first we investigated the sim. Anybody remember what we did for investigation 2? Yes, okay, we read the article. And when we read the article, what were we really focusing on? What was the question we were trying to answer? We were trying to figure out which molecules our cells need. Which molecules do our cells need to function? Excellent. And again, we read the article, and the article was molecules cells need. And what did we figure out when we read that molecule? Pause if you need to. Try and think of the 3 molecules that our cells need. All right, you've got it. A functioning human body or a functioning human cell needs, our cells need glucose, oxygen. Remember the last one? You got it, amino acids. And where do we get them? And we get them from food and the air. All right, so this is what we've figured out so far in our research. What I want us to start to think about today, and we're not quite going to fill this in, is how all we learned, how might that apply back to Elisa?